Hello guys and welcome to Commando's Perspective. In this video we're gonna be talking about 5 top 10 till top 6 Deadliest Civil War Part 2. So top 10 was the Mexican Civil War, which was a disastrous war. It was a full-blown civil war, no sides were known. Its death toll was so high, 500,000 till 2 million people were dead. It was between these two numbers in 10 years only, from 1910 till 1920. Whoa. The cost was $3.5 million at that time, which is equivalent to $54 million today. Now we're gonna move to top 9, which is the Second Sudanese War. The Second Sudanese War had two sides, Sudan and South Sudanese rebels. The cost of the war was really high. First, let's talk about the deaths. 1 million to 2 million people died from 1983 till 2005. That's a big number. The cost of the war was really high also. So $180 billion at that time, which is equivalent to $274 billion today. No wonder why Sudan has financial problems now. And now we're moving on to the top 8, the Nigerian Civil War. It has two sides, Nigeria versus Biafra. It's a second side in Nigeria. It was a disastrous war as well. A lot of death, a lot of starvation, a lot of missing people. So the death toll was from 1 million to 3 million people who died in that war, with missing people as well, from 1967 till 1970. That's just in 3 years that many people died. That's amazingly high. And the cost of the war was $130 million, which is equivalent to almost $1 billion today. That's a big problem. And now, we're gonna move on to the top 7, which is the Vietnamese Civil War. The Vietnamese Civil War was a disastrous war. A lot of people were a lot of parties joining the war. US, China, Soviet Union, everyone was joining the war. It has a lot of parts, but mainly 2 parts were in it, South Vietnam and the North Vietnam. The death toll of this war was a lot. You can add in the allies of these 2 parties. So it was between 1.3 million and 4.3 million people dead or missing. It lasted from 1955 till 1975, 20 years. In 20 years, we had almost 4 million people dead. That's a lot. And the cost of the war was huge. It was $168 billion, which is equivalent to $1 trillion today. That's so big. It's almost like a capital, like a lot of money for a small country like that. Now we're gonna move on to the Korean War, which is the top 6. There were 2 sides in that war, South Korea versus North Korea, and not to forget the allies of these 2 countries. Again, US, Soviet Union, China, everyone played a role in these wars. The deaths of these wars were between 1.5 million and 4.5 million, and it lasted 3 years, from 1950 till 1953. The thing is, the cost of this war was also huge. So it was $6.9 billion, which is equivalent to nowadays $77 billion. So again guys, so to be on the same page, these studies were made by our team, and from our perspective, we've taken into consideration the death toll, the cost of the war, and how much the war lasted. Stay tuned for the last part, which is the top deadliest civil wars in history. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have enjoyed.